Hello everybody out there, I'm Chris.
Mike.
And welcome back to another indie comic book review. As you guys know, reviews this week are going to be a little bit late. This is going up on Monday. Yesterday. I say today because we uploaded it today, but yesterday was the haul. Hopefully the big two countdown, the comic countdown will be either Monday, which will be uploaded on Tuesday morning, or we'll be shooting it Wednesday and it'll be up Thursday morning. It'll be the last late countdown. And if you guys want to know why, go check out the haul video. I gave a long explanation on why things have been late, not just this month, but for the past 8 months. So go check out the haul video, and that will be explained there. I don't want to go into too much detail here again for this third time. It would be. So in this review, we got lots of books. We got 14 digital books, including 2 that did not come out this week, which was the week of
February 25th, 2015.
So before we get into this week's books, let's get into these books. We'll start with Nightmare World Volume 1 again. We're doing chapter 6. No, we did 6 and 7, so it's 8 and 9.
So 8 and 9, yeah. There's the first story, which is Freak on a Leash. And
I like the artwork.
Yeah, basically the story is about this old woman who's living in a house singing a song. Like, she was really religious. And she has a daughter who lives with her. And she's very gothic and everything, and she just wants to go out and have fun and stuff like that, but she doesn't want her to go out or anything. Like, she just has her, like, trapped in there and for so many years and stuff like that. So she just gets out there and just asks for help and everything. Lo and behold, she goes in a coma, and basically her mother says, like, I'm taking you back home, and that's final, and you will be beaten. And that is something, wow. She even does religious numberings, like the Roman numeral stuff, so, wow, the ending was really something else. But the story was really interesting. The next story is called The Day I Tried to Live, and I can just sum this up. It's basically this, like, guy who is by himself, playing this video game, which is about warriors and stuff like that, and he's just trying to figure out why his son is addicted to this game. So he goes into all that stuff, and it was really interesting how so many hours actually passed by when he was playing games. So it was like a really intense game, and I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to read the book. But it was Storm Valiant, I think that's how you say the name. So
cool
basically,
cool stuff.
Yeah, it is cool stuff, and I like the artwork in this book, in this story as well. So, you know, Nightmare World's coming out to be really amazing. I mean, like I say each and every week, I really look forward to looking at Dirk Manning's work in Nightmare World, and I'm definitely looking forward to, I believe, 4 more chapters left. So after 2 more episodes, I'll be going into Nightmare World Volume 2 then.
I'm very happy that I'm going to be doing Tales of Mr. Reeve for a while. Tales of Mr. Reeve, Volume 1. Oh God, what was it? I'm going to get it. Proclamation of the Wicked. Thank you. I'm just so used to saying Volume 1, period. By the way, the Kickstarter for Carmageddon, which is Volume 2, was not only funded, it was overfunded. Guys, by the time this video goes up, there should be 2 days or a day and a half left. If you have not pledged any money for the book, even though it's funded, still do, because there are still stretch goals to be met, and this book definitely deserves to be made to print, which it is anyway, beside the point. And I can't wait till we get our physical copies from the Kickstarter, because if there's still time to do Volume 1, I'll be doing Volume 1 on the review, and if there's still time, and there will be time to do Carmageddon, so that will definitely end up on the indie review instead of doing it digitally. But we are now in Chapter 4 of Volume 1. And Chapter 4 opens up with this woman who's actually cutting herself, and she's trying to contact Mr. E. And why? Well, she finally gets in touch with him, and he comes to see her. And she explains the story about this baby she adopted, and all the crazy stuff that's happened. The person that she adopted the baby from was a friend of hers who actually committed suicide, but before that was warning her that her baby was evil, demonic, possessed, or something like that. And the woman didn't believe her. And then events happened in the past couple of years that actually led her to finally believe that her friend that committed suicide was telling the truth, and she's been trapped in her house ever since. So she wants Mr. Ree to help her and basically kill the boy. And he's like, I'm not killing the kid. And then the kid shows up, and he doesn't kill the kid. He definitely sticks by what he says, but he does knock the kid out for a time. And he tells the woman, you have two choices. And the end of this chapter, the choice she makes, I love how I was kind of surprised that she had done it with, but at the same time, I love how the last panel has him going, good choice.
Mm.
So it was a really, really good chapter, and I see as this book continues, I did cheat a little bit and continue forward to the next chapter a little bit. As this book moves forward, the story just keeps getting better and better. I'm really enjoying Tales of Mr. Ree, Volume 1. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from Devil's Due. It's a really, really good book. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. If you like magic, which this kid does, and you like stuff like that, and you like the demonic stories with the ghosts and the possessed and the demonic whatever.
I'm in that too.
And you have the detective trying to stop it all. This is definitely a book for you. I loved it. I can't wait to finish this more so I can get into Carmageddon, which issue 4 actually... Did it come out this week or is it coming out next week? It either came out this week or is coming out next week. I know because I saw it on Midtown. I believe it's coming out the first week of March. I wish I could have gotten through this book a lot sooner. I would have been able to have been on Volume 2 already. But it's okay. Gives me time to get the physical copy. Now let's go into the physical copies from the week of the 25th.
Of February, indeed. And let's start off with Archie Comics, as always. Sonic Universe, issue number 73. This is Spark of Life, number 3 of 4. One more chapter, and still Spark of Life will be ending. And basically, this story is just talking about Nicole, who is in the computer universe, and meets up with this
digital
demon,
world,
or the digital world, and meets up with this demonic being known as Paige, or however you say the name, but she's just saying, I'm unstoppable and you can't stop me, and all the other stuff that happens in this issue. Meanwhile, Sally and Dr. Elodie, I don't really know how you say the name, they're trying to get into the computer world because Nicole is being kidnapped and stuff, and there are a lot of answers that are actually answered in this book from the past of how Nicole actually went from computer to being a regular person, or computer into regular person, so to say. So they're just trying to find a way to get to the digitalizer, to get into the digital world, and she goes in and where Dr. Elodie was left behind, and something tells me in the next issue he's going to probably go in there, because we remember in the past issues he was in the digital world, but Nicole got him out of there. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't want to go back in there because of because Dr. Elodie had a daughter named Nicole, and the computer recomputerized how her daughter looked like. So he's just, the fact that her daughter died, it kind of reminds him of her or something like that. But he'll probably get over in the next issue, give or take. Because I could actually see how it's going. Really great stuff, especially for the kids and Sonic fans.
3 months to go till Worlds Unite.
Yeah, and 3 months to go till Worlds Unite, indeed. My favorite cover, WWE Superstars, issue number 12, part 4 Legends. Sting appears in this comic book, and he is my #1 favorite wrestler.
My question is this your last issue now, because you only wanted to get it for the Legend War?
Well, it kind of is, because it actually is the ending part of it.
For the story arc. There's still going to be another story.
Well, if it's interesting, I'll probably take a look. But it's basically Sting going up against, what were their names again?
Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H, Chris Jericho,
and Kurt Hennig.
Okay, I had to remember the names. Don't be so nasty.
I don't watch wrestling anymore, and I knew who they were.
Anyway,
jeez.
Here's some artwork, by the way, which is drawn really nicely. And what's in the story is that, see, Bobby the Brain Heenan is basically taking over the minds of the wrestlers who are happening. You know, like the whole Cena Hogan and all the other stuff that's happening with the whole Hulk Hogan versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So there's like this big fight where Daniel Bryan is trying to get back into his universe and everything else because everything's going haywire. Sting and Ultimate Warrior make a really great team with each other, and they always have. And in the end, he gets back into his universe. I like in the end how Shawn Michaels says, "Hello, can anybody hear me? Is anyone out there?" In the end, I heard his voice in my head. I don't know why, but this story was really interesting. You get a biography of the wrestlers that were in the story, but it was really great stuff. I am thinking, and we got Bobby Breen.
Yeah, you could do one cover the other.
I really enjoyed this issue, and since there will be more issues, I will definitely be picking it up and checking it out. Really amazing stuff. And next one is yours.
Okay, I thought mine were going to be last. But anyway, Mutanimals, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a mini-series, issue number 1. Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant. Wow, this is so hard to say.
Mutanimals! How did I not
Mutanimals.
say that?
I don't know why, because I want to say mutant and then I want to say animals.
Mutanimals.
Issue number 1. This follows Hob and his gang going after scientists, rescuing mutants and starting their whole mutant army. Well, the book opens up with the doctor, and her name escapes me right now. Lindsay. Dr. Lindsay getting kidnapped, and it turns out she's kidnapped because her ex-girlfriend, Jillian, who works for a company funded by the Foot Clan, wants to hire her on to help them work on their mutant project. However, old Hob finds out that she was taken and chases after her and finds her at the labs where he has a flashback. I'm not really a fan of the artwork of this book, but we'll get into that in a minute. And basically declares war on the lab and tries to find out if there are any mutants in there. And even though Lindsay said there were no mutants, it turns out there was one. And I like the introduction of the mutant, I believe it was the Mutant Man, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The Mutagen Man, I'm sorry.
Oh.
And it's a mixture of a bunch of different animals hybrid together. And Hob saves him. And basically the ending says we've got ourselves a war. So Hob is going to be going after the Null Corporation. I guess that's what they're called.
That sounds interesting.
It was a really quick read. I am going to say this, though. The artwork, which I want to try to show a nice page of it. I'm really not too keen on the artwork on some pages. The weird thing is, I feel like the artist switched, did they? Let me check the first page where it gives us the artist. That's the covers. Art is by Andy Kunn. That explains it. Never mind. For those of you that don't understand what I mean, I'm going to explain it now. While I do find Andy Kunn's artwork interesting, he did do a Turtles book before. He did the story arc right after the first. He did the second story arc, and his artwork for me did not work for the Turtles book. It kind of took me out of the book a bit. I know Mike Spider-Slayer dropped the book at that time. And a few other people I talked to dropped the book because they just couldn't get into Andy Kunn's artwork. I stuck by it, of course. And, yeah, I'm not much of a fan of Andy Kunn's artwork. But, again, this is the Mutanimals, so...
You gotta work on your Mutanimals and stuff.
Whatever, you'll say it from now on. But all in all, an interesting book. I will be following the miniseries to its conclusion, but Andy Kunn's artwork is definitely an acquired taste.
Yep. Bongo Comics Futurama issue number 74. How long has it been since I last picked up Futurama? Since issue number 71, obviously, because the book is too random. Like, this is what if. So, it's basically...
Oh, I like when the what if machine is introduced. They did that a few times.
Yeah, like, basically, they're going into this, in this... different universe where they're just going like everywhere, and there's like some people who Fry meets up with, who like Layla, who has amnesia and doesn't remember that they're together and everything. There are lots of other references that are in there, like Zap Brannigan being like Captain Crunch and what was that?
Kip.
Yeah, Kip or something like that, being like the leprechaun of Lucky Charms. And the only normal person here was, what was his name? Zoidberg, Dr. Zoidberg.
Because he is always normal.
No, like, he's the only normal person in this book.
He's so weird that he has to be normal.
Yeah, and it's just him just trying to figure out, you know, the pieces they have to put together to make the machine, to bring him back and stuff like that. So they're looking for these pieces, goes to game shows and everything. It was so random. Not in like the, oh, and I like this part here, where it says, Planet of the Apes, you blew it, damn you all out, and all that stuff. But he does get back in time, and then everything gets there. So what if this were the end? It was the end, and oh my god. It was so random.
I'm going to make Michael buy the other 2 issues of Futurama.
No, the reason why I dropped the other issue because
You forgot it was out.
No, because I didn't like it. This one was random enough to say, okay, this is good. For once. It's a random book. Here you go. IDW.
How did you do Bongo and then...
Bongo and IDW.
I'm going to kill my brother.
We shared the thing.
No, Turtles should have been together. I love how my brother... This is why you don't let Michael set up physical copies, and he won't next week. My book of the week for the indies goes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 43. Shredder versus Krang. Things don't go well for Shredder. Oh, no, they don't. The Turtles decide that they're going to attack the Technodrome without Fugitoid because they don't know where Fugitoid is. And then Baxter Stockman shows his true colors. It turns out he's going to steal the Technodrome from Krang and use it for his own means. And the Mutanimals decide to attack the Foot Clan with Splinter, obviously. And there's a really good scene between Splinter and Cowrie. I thought that was really awesome. Artwork is really good in this book also, but you got the Turtles versus Baxter Stockman. You got Krang who shows up because he finds out about Stockman's betrayal, and because Shredder believes that he was betrayed by Donatello, he actually, the end of the issue, things don't look good for Donatello either. Everything is slowly reaching ahead. And man, oh man, I cannot wait for the next issue. Every time I read this book, it's like, oh, I know this is not going to be the conclusion to the story arc, but man, it's so good. I love the Turtles each and every month it comes out. This book continues to deliver. This is my book of the month from the indies. I decided to set up a double book of the month, one for the indies and one for the countdown. Obviously, I won't mention on the countdown until the end of the month, but this definitely, every month delivers. It is the book of the month from the indies for me, every single month. Really delivers a good job of artwork, good job of storytelling, just really great stuff. I couldn't recommend the Turtles anymore.
We're going into Dark Horse now.
Oh, here we go, the determining factor of Tomb Raiders, issue number 13.
There are new writers and new artists, new everything.
And you don't seem too new happy.
Lara Croft is so way out of character in this one. Like she first goes to this museum and everything to find out some investigations, and with cats also. So that was like a little bit of character. Then there's, oh, by the way, here's some artwork. And also one of her friends is working as a chef as well. Then there's this guy who is stalking like all 3 of these people, and we don't know who it is because, you know, it's just like unknown. So she's just trying to find out who it is that says "Play me Lara Croft" in a video where you know, they have her friend Angus Grimaldi and everything, and basically they want her to go save him and everything. And after that, it just went to where she goes to meet her uncle, who is a stuck-up person, literally, who doesn't really care about her or any of her business of anything, to give her the Croft Mansion and everything. If you want to read more, you can. So it's just now them going into the jungle to find this creature. When did Lara Croft ever go to a jungle to find an animal? Where is the artifact story? This isn't Lara Croft going jungle hunting. This is Lara Croft as a different character. What is this? This is not the Lara Croft I know of, because I played Every game, almost every game. I don't remember her going into the jungle looking for these animals and these other things. If it were going up against a dragon, fine, you can make a Tomb Raider 2 reference. That's just... What?
Are we officially in Zenoscope now? Or are you going to switch
We
us
are.
out again?
Just go.
The Little Mermaid, issue number 1 of 5. I really like this issue. It turns out the Little Mermaid was somehow tricked into... did you read this book at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay. She's tricked. No, I wanted to know because I was just curious because I wanted your opinion, but you don't know.
I don't know.
She was tricked. She went to save somebody who was in trouble, and it turns out it was all a ruse to basically trap her and experiment on her. And this entire first issue shows that she's basically being experimented on by these weird, crazy scientists. And I want to get some good artwork. That's nice, but I want to get something else. There we go. There's some really good artwork. Her mother is actually wondering where she is because she hasn't heard from her in a while. You get to see good old, oh God, why did her name leave me for a minute? Morgana?
Morgana?
I think it's Morgana. I'm trying to remember my, what do you call it? Because they just say you. I believe it's Morgana. Am I right? I can't remember for the life of me.
Are you right or wrong?
No clue. I forget who the villain was from Little Mermaid. But anyway, she knows of, oh wait, Ursula, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Ursula.
Ursula.
Yeah.
Morgana was from a different Disney. I'm trying to remember, but oh well. It's Ursula.
We're not going into Disney.
Anyway, we're not going into, yes. So she knows where the Little Mermaid is. However, in exchange for helping Ariel's, or the Little Mermaid's mom, she wants something from the mom and the father. In order to say and tell them where their daughter is, and they better do it because it looks like she's in a lot of trouble. The artwork in this book is excellent. The writing in this book is excellent. I love this book. 5 stars. This is Book of the Week. Turtles can be Book of the Month, but this book definitely gets Book of the Week for me. I really love this issue. Can't wait for the next issue. Meredith Finch, man. Wow.
All right. And one more Zenoscope.
I read this too, and it was really good also.
The Jungle Book, Fall of the Wild, issue 3 of 5. And this book had lots of action-packed, and I really love the artwork too, to be really honest, because every Zenoscope book has awesome artwork. It talks about how there was the marriage thing that happened from the last issue of what was going to happen, and meanwhile, Mowgli and Bagheera. Thank you. They're just trying to...
Just think Disney.
I am thinking Disney. First of all, here's
think harder.
Right here. Who lead a tribe of the animals and everything, and I really like how they're doing that formation. And they go and Ka actually comes in, and it's like lots of gruesome and lots of eating in this issue, where there's all this that happens, and it is very gory, I will say that, but the way
poor
they
Ka,
were
I don't think we have
saying,
Ka anymore.
Unless you want to call like a split stomach or whatever. That's all I'm saying for that part. But anyway, so they're just saying, you know, Mowgli gets kidnapped by this
weird guy,
and we don't know who it is, and this guy is going to go save her, so it looks like they're going to have to...
Pirates!
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go onto some pirate ship hunting for Mowgli. This guy who saves her all the time. Like I think there was like a thing where she remembers him from saving her all those times and everything. But really great story. I'm really looking forward to reading the last 2 parts of this story because it's just really action-packed and it's picking up really amazingly.
Alright, now let me make sure about the time, and if we have it, we have time for one. We're in Dynamite and Vertigo combined for the Django Zorro issue number 1.
And to be number 4. Where have you been?
Number 4.
Yeah, and it feels like I haven't read this in a long time, and why I have no idea. It's like
it's been a month, Mike.
Really, it seems like forever to me. But anyway, it's Django and Diego, who is trying to still go to where they need to go in San Francisco and everything. So these cowboys who have them kidnapped and everything, there's like a whole big thing of just keeping them captive, and Django is, trying to be liked in this book, and each and every time I feel that these cowboys were being kind of a little, and don't get me wrong if I say this, I think they were being kind of racist towards Django in this comic issue.
It's possible.
It's possible, but I'm just saying I felt bad for his character and all that stuff. But in this issue, what really made it interesting was Zorro. The legendary Zorro actually comes in this comic book, and to be honest, I thought Django was going to be Zorro because of the title. I mean, that's what I thought. But watching Zorro in action, just taking out the the cowboys out fooling around with the dynamite and everything, and Django's like saying like, who's a Zorro? Is like saying, you don't know legendary Zorro? And he's like saying, no, but I sure recognize the horse. So there's going to be a little bit of Django and Zorro confrontation, and that's going to be something really interesting. I'll be looking forward to reading. So definitely must see.
Alright, and before we continue with the digital books, give us just 1 second, and we are going to be right back with the rest of the books. Alright, and we're back, and Sherlock Holmes versus Harry Houdini, issue number 4.
Yes. Right here.
Naked.
Yeah, apparently Houdini gets thrown in jail because of what happened in the magic show, where everything happened and his wife and stuff like that. So they want to ship him off to the United States, where he never could see his wife, Bessie, again. So, of course, Harry Houdini finds his way out of there and everything. What I saw in this issue was that Sherlock Holmes was acting a little bit weird in this issue. Like, he wasn't... Like, I know who he is and everything, like how he acts and stuff like that, but, and also it goes to Houdini when he sees his wife, and that's kind of a sad scene. So we go to Sherlock Holmes, who's trying to, find out, who this guy is who's, trying to help him out. He's like saying, it's me, Houdini, because he was through this whole, drunken phrase and what happened in the last issue, when that guy fell off the building and everything. It's a really great teamwork that they're doing to find out why this happened in the last issue and how they can find him. Because remember, he was the whole thing that was behind everything what happened in the last issue. They really just work great as a team. I mean, I don't see why, if they say
it's called
they
a
don't
versus
work and everything. Well, it's a versus, yeah, but I like that they work as a team together. So, I mean, I do agree it's a versus. They should be going against each other, but who goes against each other teams up. There's a little bang that happens at the end to our good friend Sherlock Holmes, but
we don't find out what.
We don't find out what until next issue, because that leaves us on a cliffhanger.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. I like the artwork in this book. And actually, this is in the newspaper every Sunday.
Yeah.
King Dynamite, Prince Valiant, issue number 1. Now, I see this in the comics all the time. I
saw that somewhere before.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen Prince Valiant's a very predominant comic.
Yeah, and this is basically where Prince Valiant wants to become king and everything. So he actually goes up against these warriors and stuff like that. I really like the artwork, by the way, because, like you said, it reminds you of the comics that are in every Sundays. So he's in prison and just wants to get out because he is looking for some type of whatchamacallit. Like, there's these wars going on, and it's up to the prince to actually prevent, to stop all these wars from happening. And there's this little feast that happens where it gets a little bit out of hand at first, but then things get a little calmed down because of some stuff that shouldn't be said to one another, like very offensively said and all that. So, I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to really read the book, or for those of you who read the Sunday papers and the daily newspaper. But I do have to say, though, it was really something else to see how the prince is trying to become a king, and throughout that. I don't like the part where they go sideways, the readings and stuff, because this is a story that's being told. Like, I had to go like this some of the times to read it. But it was just really to say, so what happens next and where does he go from there? And to be quite honest, where he goes from there is going to be very adventurous in a very interesting way. So that's the best I can give without giving too much away. But I would say check this out.
This issue I loved.
Yeah.
I read it too this week because I had seen this on TV a couple of weeks ago. John Carter, Warlord of Mars, issue number 4.
Book of the week. Definite book of the week.
I love the artwork and I love the story. You get the background on what's his name? General.
From Pennsylvania. General. Wait, Clark was it?
No.
No, go down.
When he introduces himself to
well,
John
basically...
Carter. This is during the Civil War, and apparently John Carter he didn't agree, but he was with the South. But he said when Virginia goes to war, John Carter goes to war. So basically he was defending Virginia, not the right that... He says, if it was up to me, I'd see no man in bondage. But if my state goes to war, I'm going to war too. So he truly is a warlord.
Yeah, and then it shows like the past of when they both first encountered with each other. Where John Carter said, that he defeated... I'm really trying to find his name, and it's not...
Oh, Joshua Clark.
Oh, okay, that's why I thought Clark.
And
so
he's from
Joshua.
Pennsylvania. John Carter was from Virginia.
Right. And John Carter is, it was captain versus captain. The fight scene was like really, really amazing.
And John Carter won.
Well, John Carter won, yeah.
But he didn't finish it.
No, that's the thing, is like saying, you gotta finish it, so then it goes back to present day where he tells Princess Django about the whole thing of why that happened, and she's actually getting executed for, trying to escape and everything. John Carter, he just goes on his way to find the Django, and he goes there in time to stop that from happening. The ending was giving me a wow. He meets up with Joshua Clark right there. I'm like, come on. You're leaving me on this cliffhanger when... well, they did reunite the whole Carter and Django, but oh my god.
I love how both of them were abducted and brought to this world, though. So...
It was like... Can I see the next issue? I mean, it was just so... Like, I waited for this for so many issues.
Alright, we're in Dark Horse now. Captain Midnight, issue number 20.
Yes, and basically it's Captain Midnight teaming up with Helios. And it's basically to find out about the whole, Chuck thing that happened. Like, they want to just find out more information, but it's more about the Archon. And it goes into, like, a whole thing of the story. So if you want to read about what it is, you can check it out. So... They're trying... Captain Midnight wants to get into the black sky to find out about the Archon using the digital thing, while Helios keeps the security distracted. So he does find some information, but some of the information that he does find, one person is the one he has to go to. And if you guessed right from the Comic Diary review,
God.
He has to go to X. Which from the other comic that I reviewed, I think the last episode or 2 episodes ago, is where Captain Midnight issue number 21 comes in handy.
Honorable mentions going out to Halo issue 15. Lots of action, lots of great artwork. Halsey is finally found out by the Spartans, and there are some traitors in Halsey's mix as well. So lots of great stuff. I really don't want to go too into details with the story, as I said in previous indie reviews. I am enjoying Halo Escalation for what it's worth, but again, when I think Halo, I think Master Chief, and I really enjoy reading stories about the Master Chief. But this story is really enjoyable and definitely deserves a mention, which is why it gets its honorable mention. I would definitely recommend it if you guys are fans of Halo and like to read more into its universe. Moving on, we are still in Dark Horse. We have Conan the Avenger, issue number 11.
Yes, we do. And it's not with Red Sonja this time. This is just Conan himself. And really, I found this story to be not as really interesting. Like
a
little bit. Yeah, there are lots of talking. It's a little bit interesting. It's basically
artwork's weird too, a little bit.
Well, the artwork.
That's a big. You know what I mean?
Well, the artwork was there, but yeah, basically it's just Conan trying just to find out answers of what he was looking for in these issues about what was it about? Like something about the eyes of it was in the beginning of the book, but anyway, it's not. Yeah, it's the eyes of go down. It was said here. Well, it's about the Horde basically, and Conan just wants to stop all that from happening, and then there were these guards who stopped him from doing that. So he's just saying, I am Conan the Avenger, and this is what I do. So you gotta let me through and everything because he just wants to stop that. But there was a lot of talking. I try to digest everything dialogue, but all I know is that there were lots of arrow shootings and lots of other answers that Conan was trying to find out. So you definitely have to read this book. But it's really just him going up in war against the Horde. And what it looks like, there's a little bit of interest of who can be victorious in the end. So lots of chaotic stuff's gonna happen in the Conan series.
Alright, we're in IDW now. Creature Cops, Special Varmint Unit.
Yes.
Issue number 2.
Yep. And in this issue, it's just first they encounter with a griffin, and they capture the griffin since that's what they were really meant to do. While they go to this crime scene of what happened in the last issue where the bear was on top of them. But there was a symbol that this guy, the dead guy, had, and they want to know what it was about. So they're just trying to figure out ways of just trying to do that and to do the job as well. So there was also in this issue another griffin or something.
Another group of griffins.
Yeah, another group of griffins that actually. So this was really the adventures of capturing the griffins thing, and not like Peter Griffin. I'm talking about the griffin animal in this issue. And they're all over the city, just like how in the last issue there were rats and stuff like that. Now it's just the invasion of griffins. I mean, these animal invasions are really very interesting in this story. So they're just trying to find ways to get them. They meet up with these dogs who look like pandas or something. And the griffins are just going after them. So it's all out fight break between the dog pandas and the griffins. Which was really some animal war action.
Oh, look who shows up at the end, Cthulhu.
Yeah, Cthulhu, hoo-hoo. In the end.
Oh,
and there's a climactic...
That's interesting.
Yeah, and there's I'm surprised you're not reading it since you're into animals. And there's a climactic conclusion to the next story, so that's going to be something I'm going to look forward to reading. And this is my second book of the week.
Dave. Except the A is a 4, issue number 1.
Yeah, and Dave is basically, he was once this known person, like a superhero type of guy. Now he's just this robot who just works at a manufacturer laboratory, so to say, and basically his job sucks from what he says, and everything is just not so glamorous in his life like it was before. And there's a little bit of an alien invasion that happens, and he has a little bit of a talk with his wife, who actually they really don't talk that much at all, because he was trying to go out to get the oil and everything, and then something about the son in the end, basically his son is just looked into these video games that probably might have led to a suicidal thing from what I saw from the search bubble. But it was really interesting. I actually felt bad for the character Dave, but I tell you,
book.
things from the past were really glad for him, and it's amazing how things go from the best thing to something worse. And speaking of,
I'm gonna change up the order just a little bit and just throw this so it's 1 and 1. So, Galaxy Quest, The Journey Continues, issue number 2. We get the background on the aliens that were attacking the commander, whose name completely leaves me for the moment. Jeez, why? Oh, thank you. Why did I miss it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Jason. They attack Commander Jason. We find out that he plays the commander in the series. We don't know that. Yeah. But anyway, we find out the aliens were a slave. They were slaves on the planet. Did you read this at all either? You did not.
I had to
and they finally won the war on their planet. And then, apparently because the ship was too close, the Omega-13 happened, and then they started to lose the war. So now it's up to them to take back to space and set right what was set wrong because of the Omega-13. But I have a feeling that these aliens aren't exactly the good guys.
Well, of course, the aliens were never the good guys.
No, that these aliens that were in the war weren't the good guys. I think it was the other way around.
Oh, that type.
They were the bad ones.
Yeah.
I don't know, but definitely something interesting. Hopefully next issue Mike will read with me because as interesting as it is, it'd always be nice to have a second opinion on this book. Now.
There's so many books. Dead Squad issue number 4. I give up with this issue. This was really boring. First they talking about I forgot what his name was from the last issue, from having this near-death experience where he actually experienced going to hell and back, and they're not believing him and everything. So there's like this question thing that's going around, and I really want to give a lot more in this book, but it is too much dialogue and very boring. I'm sorry, but I cannot read another Dead Squad issue. So it didn't really just get my it didn't grip my attention at all to say like this was good. So Dead Squad is just dead gone for me. That's for sure.
Okay, last book is Transformers Drift Empire of Stone issue number 4. You got Drift, you got Gigatron, you've got Ratchet, and I keep forgetting this other guy's name. Starts with a D too. I'll figure it out as we're going through the book. But they're all going after Hellbat and his Stone Army. This book is super action-packed. Lots of dialogue in between the action, but it's just one gigantic fight. One right after the other. Really awesome stuff. Let's see, where was it? Here's the name. Grit.
Oh.
Who's a Decepticon. And the fight between Drift and Hellbat was awesome. Gigatron fighting the Stone Army was also awesome. Unfortunately, though, let's put it this way. Things don't go very well towards the end of the book. Hellbat meets his end by Gigatron, but Gigatron still fighting the Stone Army ends up getting trapped and left behind. So Ratchet actually finds a way to convince Drift to come back to Cybertron, if not as an Autobot, if not as a Decepticon, just as a friend. And Drift agrees. And then the ending has, spoiler alert here, Grit kind of dropping his Decepticon badge and walking away as just a robot.
That's
a Cybertronian, which was awesome. This was an action-packed, awesome miniseries. I really enjoyed it. The dialogue and the artwork were nice, and the dialogue and the action were nice and evenly paced, so that it wasn't too much dialogue or too much action, no talking. I love this miniseries. I wish that the main series would take after the miniseries. Maybe it will after this story arc for both of them are over. I'm going to try to jump back into Transformers in the next story arc. But for right now, that's all we got for this indie review. Feel free to comment below. Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree, your comments, recommendations, and we will answer your guys' comments in the comments below. As always, don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline, Zone 4 Podcast, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together we're your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more.
Yep.
Countdown might be a bit late. Sorry, guys. It's just a hectic schedule. Things will get better starting next week. Hooray! And, yeah, so until then...
And the clock's going forward, too.
That, too.
Yep.
So until then, guys, take care, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys in the next review.
Bye, everybody.